Welcome to the second half of the show. I'm pleased to have Ron Tuttle with me, and Ron is with the Rotary Club of Port Hope. And Ron, you're leading a very special week that's going to recognize one of our most iconic Canadian authors. He was an environmentalist, a philanthropist, he was a soldier, he was a name that's well known throughout Canada, Farley Mowat.
Yes, we're very pleased to have worked on this celebration for Farley Mowat. It would have been his 100th birthday on May the 12th, so that's why we chose the week of May 10th to the 16th.
And so you're partnering with the municipality on this, but Port Hope Rotary is taking quite a lead. So let's talk about the variety of events that are going to happen that week. And of course, Farley was a longtime resident of Port Hope.
Yes. So we've worked with the town as well as the library and Furby House Books and the HBIA, as well as with Claire and John Mowat. And we appreciate the support from all of these different groups. So it started off with the idea of having a writing contest. So we set that up, and we've decided that we would have the theme of the Canadian North. And Farley had traveled to Arviat on the west side of Hudson's Bay. So we reached out to Steve England, who's the administrative officer for the town, and they were quite keen on it. So we are partnering with them, and there's a competition open to residents of Arviat and also residents of Port Hope. So submissions are coming into Lou Palmenter at the Furby House Books, and then they're going to be judged, and we're going to have an awards ceremony on May the 14th with 3 divisions: elementary school, high school, and adult, and a $100 prize for each division, both in Port Hope and up in Arviat. But then as we went further and worked with the town, we asked them if they would declare that week Farley Mowat Week, which they're going to do. And also we came up with the idea of trying to rename the park on the east side of the river by the boat-roofed house as Farley Mowat Park. And so Julia Snook from Parks, Recreation and Culture helped us with that. And again, council's approved that as well. So we're quite excited about these events, and we have some others as well.
So you've got an evening of readings at St. Mark's Anglican Church.
Yes, Claire and Farley attended St. Mark's. So William Roberts, the minister, reached out to us, and they plan to do an evening of readings on Wednesday, May the 12th. So there's going to be a link that people can get to see those readings and listen in on them if they'd like to do that.
So, and then you've got something at the public library.
Yes, they have quite a display actually on the second floor. They have a Farley Mowat lookout with some displays of artifacts and a paper cutout of Farley, and it looks out to the river. That's there all the time, but for Farley Mowat Week, they're going to put a display in the first floor window, and also they're going to do a podcast on the idea of Wi-Fi in the wilderness. Farley, one of his last interviews was with CBC about the idea of Wi-Fi in Parks, Ontario. So that's where they've got that concept, but that's quite exciting as well.
So it looks like you've got some activity sheets that are also going to be available.
The Parks, Recreation and Culture staff have put those together, and they're going to be available for download on the town website as well.
So one other thing is, I guess, if you want to find out more information about Farley, is you can go to the National Film Board site, and there are some movies that can be watched there about Farley.
Yeah, people can look at those at any time. It's a free site. You can just go on to the National Film Board site and then take a look. One is about an hour long, and it is by a young couple who retraced some of Farley's travels in a canoe. And the other one is more about Farley and his books, and it's about 20 minutes long.
One thing, he was a tremendously prolific writer. So I was looking up, researching a little bit about him, and I couldn't believe the number of books that he wrote.
Yes, there's a lot of books, and they apparently it's 17 million copies of his books that were printed and translated into 26 different languages.
No, it's pretty amazing guy. The other thing that surprised me was he was born in Belleville, Ontario. For some reason, I always thought that possibly he was born down east or further north, or because of the love he had for our country, right? And the way he wrote about it and the nature in our country. So, it's just amazing that he was born in Belleville and grew up in Richmond Hill and then settled in Port Hope.
Yes. And then they spent their summers in Cape Breton as well. So he has a bit love for the East Coast.
Yeah, he definitely had a great love for the East Coast. Well, Ron, thanks very much for joining me today. It sounds like a really fabulous weekend. Congratulations to Port Hope Rotary and to all the partnerships you have for this week. It's going to be a great week, and hopefully at some point we can all gather to do a great naming of the park.
Thanks very much, Lynda.
And if people want information, I guess I should say they can go to the Municipality of Port Hope website, right?
Yes, and also the Port Hope Rotary website as well, porthoperotary.ca.
Thanks very much, Ron. And thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of All Around the Town.